Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. I hope everyone is having a fine Friday. So, today we might just kind of talk about, I guess, current energy and, of course, do our collective reading. That's, I think, what I decided to do today. And I might be giving away a reading. My favorite way to do so is, and has been lately, to just take a tarot deck, the Firmiter's tarot deck today, and draw a card. Uh, we're doing it live, right? And whoever guesses what card that is gets the free reading. That's, I think, what we're going to do at some point today um, during the live stream. I'm not going to tell you when, though. So you'll have to hang out and see if you can win yourself that free 1111 value reading. So it's my one card read, but come on, you guys, you know me. I cannot stick to one card reading. So of course it's usually anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes. I'm trying to keep it closer to the 3 minute so that I can devote more of the time and all that stuff to the more 2022 or 22 readings. And I try my like cap on those when I first set that price point was 10 minutes. But sometimes I'm up at 14 minutes, 16 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes for those readings. And I probably should dial it back because nobody wants to wait that long for their reading if they've donated like 4 donations, after. That's a long time to wait. So, yeah, the adrenaline rush, or the keyboard warriors, everybody typing in the card. So fun. So we got 5 people and 2 likes on the video. Let's see if we can get that up to 5 likes. Engagement. Hello, Banana Anna S. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Cheyenne. Hello, Vicky. Those are the ladies I see thus far. If you're here and haven't said hi. If you're shy, that's okay. You don't have to say anything. But you might have to say something if you want to win that free reading. Yes. So great news, Amanda. My brothers are in favor of me saging their rooms whenever they want, and I gifted my brothers a black obsidian bracelet today, and he was pleased. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so it's like protection by way of just getting permission from others in the home to help kind of solidify and kind of lock down the space as far as just negative interference. That's awesome. Yes, that's such great news. Because when you can at least have people who are at the very least just kind of neutral to what it is that you can do to improve something that might kind of be outside your control because you're waiting for permission from other people, it can be so great when people are like, okay, sure. Oh, he's having nightmares of witches, LOL. Oh no, but he prays to my mom every night, he said. Aw. Yeah, so he's trying to establish whatever kind of connection to her that he can. That's really beautiful. Him and I were awake at 4 a.m. strangely, and he said he felt someone touch him. Yeah, it's anywhere, like for me personally, when I feel kind of crazy things like that, anywhere from 2 to 4 a.m., sometimes even closer in toward 5 a.m. It's almost like the calm before, or the darkest before the dawn, as they say, like right before it's light out. Now that it's summer, though, it's kind of more light out around 5 a.m. or you can kind of start seeing it. If I'm right. I don't usually, I try to make a habit of not looking at my clock when I do wake up because a lot of times it just depresses me, like, oh no, I got to get up in 2 hours or whatever. Summer's a little more laid back. There's not the school rush and getting everyone out the door and then getting sat down for my work day and all that fun stuff. But yes, we got 8 people, 2 likes on the video. Let's see when we get that up to 5. Yeah, let's see. And if you're on a mobile device, you have to maybe exit out of the chat, then like it, then come back into the chat. And the chat area has moved, I guess, if you close out. If you click the comments area, that's where the live chat is now, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. It's like Spirit saying, rise and shine, bitches, right? Oh no. Yeah, so for those of you that are just joining us, we got 3 likes now. Thank you so much. For you just joining us, we are going to be doing a 11/11 reading giveaway at some point during the live stream. Might be at the beginning, might be the middle, might be toward the end. Who knows? And just don't let me forget if we are like, okay, I'm leaving now, guys, and I haven't done it. Please do not let me forget. Because I've been known to accidentally do that. Not purposely, but accidentally. Yes, 4 likes on the video. Yeah, so what I was saying is we're going to be doing a giveaway at some point during the live stream where just during the live, I'm going to shuffle and a card's going to come out and you're going to guess what card it is. I'll find out maybe just a little bit before you guys. It's very interesting. I'm kind of getting a download of what that card might be today, but I guess we'll see. If that's what card comes out because it hasn't been drawn yet. Yeah, so let's see what that is. And at some point, we're going to be doing that giveaway. And of course, I'm going to be taking care of your donation questions. Anything that you need to know, want to know, just curious about, feel free to donate for that. And of course, all of your lovely donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. And she was about to move into my grandma's house. And let me just show you the video of the septic just imploding in itself. Insane. The weekend she's about to move in, the septic tank implodes or something crazy happens. I'll show you the video. I was just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But I guess better to have happened when she's not living there and kind of reliant on that system than if she's just about to move in. You know what I mean? And that septic is over 40 years old. Or very close. No, it is over 40. Because I'm 41. She bought the property, my grandma, and the trailer is a 77 like double wide, 1977 double wide. So yeah, that septic was put in around that time, 1977. So yeah, over 40 years. So that's quite a long time. Let me get to the video so you guys can see. It's just shocking and it's very loud on the video because my mom has video. Well, my brother put up all the videos around my grandma's property. Let's see. I'm gonna go back up a little bit. We talk too much apparently in our group chat. Video. Here it is. Okay. And it happens toward the beginning, so we don't have to like wait around for it. Okay. See the sinkhole right here? It should look like flat level ground, but watch. Creepy. And it's like there's a pipe burst or something in there. I don't know much about septics to know what actually is going on there, but like all this water's gonna start rushing and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy. And my brother is very handy, but I don't know if that's gonna be dangerous for him to try to fix or if they're planning to hire somebody to do it. But yeah, for those that want to see the replay of that, let me try to scroll back to the beginning and we'll play it again. Watch right there. Crazy, right? So yeah, that's what's going on. Hopefully it's not crazy expensive. I'm just like, fingers crossed, no more expense has to go into this place so she can move in. But obviously some expense is going to have to be spared for that. But yeah, I remember as a kid, like we would just be playing in the backyard and my grandma would be like, don't go near the septic. And I knew exactly where it was as a kid because she had it mapped out. Like, you do not step anywhere close to this circle here. And that was, in the late 80s, early 90s to the mid 90s. She just was like terrified that we would fall in the septic. Yet she'd ride her riding lawnmower over it all the time, no problem. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm just glad I wasn't standing on it when it went down. That would be very scary. But yes, now that we have 5 likes on the video, let's get into our collective reading. How about it? So we're going to use the Affirmators Tarot today. All right. Anything we need to know? Collective energy. And I kind of feel like this might even be an extended reading of the most recent collective reading I did. I think that was a week ago. So last Friday's live stream felt very productive, very getting things done, setting goals if we're unsure, like our next steps, our next directions. And for me personally, like this office is a pretty big priority because let's just face it, there's so much I need to purge or organize, declutter. Not to say I have to get rid of tarot decks, but I just need a better way to organize them, or some of the decor I use for my office and even like pick-a-card tables and stuff that's more seasonal, or I'm just sick of using it for now but don't want to get rid of it. I can easily put that in, totes and stuff and store it in my garage in a specific area so that when I do need it, I can access it quickly, but yet it's not taking up precious real estate in the room. You know what I'm saying? So also books. I want to go through, well, a lot of my books are mostly on these bottom four shelves of these two bookcases. Um, but yeah, I at one point had over 800 books. I'm like a book lover of books of all kinds, but I got it down in 2016 when I did that KonMari method, the life-changing magic of tidying up. I got down to 43 books and then even further down to 38 books. And for a while, I was just kind of writing around 35, 38 books. And then I had this spiritual awakening and I bought books and I bought books and I bought more books and I got rid of some books and I got more books. I don't know what my current book count is. I've lost count. It's off track. But I did recently give my cousin probably 40 to 50 titles that are like all the Dolores Cannon books and just the spiritual books that I don't say don't completely resonate with me, but at least certain aspects of them just don't resonate with me since my rude awakening from the awakening. So, because she said she wanted them, I gave them to her. So, yes. So there's kind of this vibe of just revisiting, uh, past things that have happened, decluttering, purging both our physical space, but also our body, doing a lot of healing, doing a lot of cleansing so we can level up. That's just kind of the vibe. So again, this kind of feels like an extended reading of last Friday's collective, but let's see what else we need to know to kind of add to that. Yeah, the devil and strength. And I actually love this combination because anything that we feel held back in or tempted by, we have that inner strength to overcome, especially if it's a bad habit, a limiting belief. The devil is great at, keeping us stuck in past habits, past, just not being on track with our goals, but feeling that, instant gratification rather than delayed gratification for hard work and effort. But with the strength coming in to actually help trump or circumvent the dastardliness of this devil energy, I see this as a win. I see this as a good thing. But also, the devil is a sign of creativity. So there might be some creativity that you're feeling a little shy about, or a little bit like, well, who am I to create that? Or, oh, it's already been done before. Well, I can guarantee you almost everything has been done before, but it hasn't been done with your twist, with your specific style. Even if you don't know what your style is per se with this, regard or this business idea or what have you, just being your authentic self along the way is going to be your best bet to be able to access, your own kind of special sauce or special recipe for whatever it is you're creating that this world has not seen yet. Yes, maybe they've seen the concept or the business model or whatever it is you're doing, but they haven't seen it with your twist, with your special sauce. So don't be afraid. Those of you that are feeling held back or maybe even stuck, like, I don't know what my style is, don't be afraid to experiment and just tune in, inner self vibes, right? Tuning in. And whatever's going on, wherever your house of Leo is in your personal birth chart, that can be a really potent and powerful place for you to find help. And especially the people surrounding or related to that house. If, like in my example, Leo is my 11th house. So that would be my network circles, my friends, people like you who are in, kind of a network with me, to bounce ideas off of, or to, have some sort of accountability with in some way. People also that are maybe other tarot readers or other writers or, that kind of thing would benefit me at this time. So, if Leo is your first house, this is going full on in really relying on yourself. If it's your 7th house, that could be your partner, your spouse. Really, the 7th house is other people. Anyone else have a Leo, know their Leo house placement? Even if it kind of goes between two houses like it can do in Western astrology, shout out where your house of Leo is. It's your 3rd house, 4th house, 10th house, whatever. Oh, Linda's a 9th house Leo. So 9th house is your gurus or people you look up to, not just spiritually, but like philosophically, have a very similar value system to you. You can really get a lot of knowledge from those people, Linda, at this time. Anyone else know their Leo placement? Oh, Leo moon. So your mind is always Leo, 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 Leo. I love that. My husband's also a Leo moon. Very passionate about whatever project you are wanting to go all in on. But at the same time, sometimes you can doubt yourself. Leo sun. Oh, awesome. There's a lot of Leo energy here today. I love it. Yeah. And then the Leo sun, that really is about, your soul spark, your shine. You want to be creative. You want to be passionate about what you're doing. And even it's very interesting because most Leos I know aren't introverted, but there is a such thing as an introverted Leo. And especially if you, any one of you here, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, any other Leos here, resonate with being more of an introverted Leo. This is just you, shining your light for yourself, even if you feel a little scared to be shining it for others. Both of my sons are Leo risings, Leo ascendants. So I have Leo. I call this place the Lion's Den. Leo is my 11th house. So and I don't have any personal planets in that, except in my Navamsha chart in Vedic astrology. I got my sun and my Saturn in the Navamsha chart. So it takes your birth chart and then it calculates distance or something. I'm not exactly sure how it does it. The computer program I have does it for me. But it'll redistribute your planets in a different way. And I'm still a Libra ascendant in my Navamsha chart, and pretty much almost every one of my other divisional charts, I just keep saying Libra ascendant. Okay, so if you know your birth time, Cheyenne, when you plug that into like a free birth chart calculator, it will give you your house system. And you really do need to know your birth time. If you don't know your birth time, your birth date can usually nail down your moon sign. And then you can make that moon sign the first house. Your moon, put the moon in the first house, and then basically count from there. So if you're a Libra ascendant, that's a 7. So you'd have to count all the way around till you hit sign 5, which would be 2 right before the 7, right? So it's 11, house 11. If you're let's say Aries ascendant, it's the 5th house. Aries is the first house, naturally. But then that would make Leo your 5th house that way. Oh, Talia has an 8th house Leo. So 8th house Leo is someone who's very passionate about learning, occult knowledge and mysticism and tarot and horoscopes and all sorts of cool things. Maybe you're the one who wants to uncover family secrets. Also, having a Leo, especially if you're, let me see, I think you said your son. No, your son was there. So your father might be someone who has a lot of family secrets, or there's a lot of family secrets on the father's side, because son represents the father, or your father's very interested in hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, or he works a job or knows things that have to do with things that most people don't know about because he's dug deep. He literally could be a miner or someone who works in the oil and gas industry, could even work with finances because the 8th house is other people's finances as well. So your father could even be an accountant. I mean, it's a very weird, raw, long spectrum of things that could be uncovered there. We'd have to really analyze the rest of your chart to know exactly what like your father's income would be. But yeah. All right. So let's move on. I think we've kind of seen where we're maybe feeling a little doubtful, about our ability in, especially where our Leo falls. But leaning into that Leo energy that we have in our chart, even if you don't have any planets there, your sun rules the house of Leo. So you can look to where your sun is and the, what do you call it? So where your sun is, and then the sign that your sun is in can play a role in where, people are showing up to help, or where you're helping yourself, or whatever area, if your sun is in the 3rd house, say, and it's not in Leo, but it's in, I don't know, whatever, Capricorn or something in your 3rd house, you're relying on your younger sibling specifically. That is the 3rd house, but also your skills with your hands on social media. That's also 3rd house related. Short distance travel. That's all 3rd house related. He did work in soil. He passed when you were 8. Yes, you're on track. Yeah. I mean, this is such simple ways that maybe we don't narrow in exactly on the whatever you call it. Farming is working with soil or testing soil. I mean, there's so many different things to do with digging and going underground. A fence builder, right? Or someone who excavates to build foundations for homes. I mean, these can all be associated with an 8th house sun placement, where the father works in these types of fields. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Even like gem dealers, people who get their goods that they're selling from the dirt, but they don't go out themselves and dig them, if that makes sense. Chiron and Mars and Leo. Ooh, yeah. Mars Leo is very, very strong. And when there's something you want, Brianna, you do not stop until you get it. It can be very good. Very good. Oh, Leo and Libra, the same thing. No, they're actually 2 signs away from each other. They're very different energies, Leo and Libra. Under any circumstances. If you have your mind made up about something and someone else is like, no, we're going to do this. They're doing what you want. Even if you have to like get your like lawyer, briefcase out and make a case for yourself, you're doing it. Oh yeah, everybody has Leo in their chart. All 12 zodiacs will be in everybody's chart. Even if you don't have any planets or placements within Leo, you still have Leo representing one of your 12 houses. So we all have a little slice of Leo in us, some way more than others. But Leo, the sun rules Leo, like I was saying earlier, so you can actually dive into wherever your sun is in your chart, whatever house number that is, and the sign that it's in, and any planets in conjunction with it, opposition of it, trine, square, all the fun things, to really paint a picture. We're just tuning into the very bare minimum of what's going on. But let's see just anything else we need to know, collective energies, accountability-wise, showing up for ourselves. Ooh, I love to see it. Showing up for ourselves, accountability. There's a to-do list. And I was really tuning into the fact that we have just this accountability and just this need to purge, declutter, get things done. Because Venus is going to be going retrograde later this month, either the 20th or the 23rd. I can't remember the exact date. Someone wanted to look that up, feel free, but no worries. I know it's either somewhere between the 20th and 23rd of this month. Libra's going Libra. Well, I mean, Venus rules Libra, so yes. Venus is going retrograde, which will affect my first house of Libra and my 8th house of Taurus. So if you are a Taurus sun, Libra sun, moon rising, you're most affected by Venus retrograde. Or if you have Venus in your first house or conjunct your moon, conjunct your ascendant, obviously, or your sun, which Venus and sun conjunctions are very common because Venus is never a sign behind, with, or in front of. It can only be a sign before, with, or in front of the sun at any given time because of the speed. You could never have a Venus opposed sun in your chart. Unless you're doing synastry. If it's your Venus and their sun, sure. But in your own chart, it will always be a sign before, right with it, or a sign above. Always, always. And same with Mercury. Those inner planets. But yeah, there's new energy coming in that wants to be planted, that wants to be stabilized. But think of it this way. Say we're all gardeners. This is our example. And, you can take the gardening example as anything you're wanting to, reap that harvest of, right? So it could be a business project, decluttering your home, actual gardening, whatever it is we're doing. So 23rd, there we go. Thank you, Linda, for that. Appreciate it. So, for our example, we are all starting a garden. Well, if we don't clear away last fall's, harvest, all the vines and leaves and stalks and roots from last year are still there. And that can make it very difficult if we don't clear that energy away to now plant the new seeds. Yes, even if we let things go wild, we leave everything from last year and the seeds from last year just kind of drop and they will plant in the soil and come up. But they may not be as hardy as if we're being very intentional by plucking away the old energy. This is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, etheric, all the things. This is clearing the energy, the space to make room for your new endeavor or to expand on an endeavor that maybe you dropped the ball on or put on the back burner or it just never really took off the way you wanted it. Now's the time to go all in. Even when Venus goes retrograde, it's a really great time to really get downloads and ideas for how to beautify your space, how to beautify your body, your energy, how to really tune into how Venus retrograde can give someone a really great business idea or investment idea. Even if you're investing during Venus retrograde, I would say it's not going to take off during the retrograde itself, but as that retrograde goes back direct, you might really start to see some benefit from that. So I would say maybe don't make the investment during the Venus retrograde, although you can if you feel intuitively like it's time, because it may not pay off right then, but it's a time to really brainstorm some investments or where you're kind of putting your money, maybe even thinking your budget. But really, this is going to be a great time to clear that energy so you can plant that new seed of abundance for whatever it is you're wanting to create. If it's a creative idea, if it's a business idea, if it's just, wanting to strengthen a relationship, Venus deals with relationships as well, love, unconditional love, but also romantic love. If you have a Venus in the 5th house or, a Taurus or Libra 5th house, Venus conjunct your sun, your moon, this, or even in Leo, Venus in Leo, where it's going retrograde, it's going to be pretty big energy for you to revamp your love life, or the things you love about life are getting kind of a reset or a revamp, or the energy's being, renewed in some way. All right, let's get one more closing argument, and then we'll get a tarot or a oracle card as well. Anything else we need to know? Ooh, the Magician. Yeah, there's magic afoot. So just be very intentional with where you're putting your effort, your attention, your just effort. Did I say that already? Your intentions, your effort, your time, your money. Be very intentional about these things. Don't just willy-nilly. Yes, of course, there's a need for downtime as well, but I would say be intentional about it. You know, be intentional. If you're feeling lazy, say, okay, it's okay that I'm lazy today. And really, is there a such thing as lazy when we're taking care of ourselves? Probably not. Don't sleep on the job as far as self-care either. Venus retrograde is an amazing time to kind of go into monk mode, to go, hermit mode, and just, really do what you need to do for your own healing, your own, life, your own everything. Going to really benefit you. Refresh that slate, recharge your batteries. Your Venus is in Aries in the 5th house. I love it. That's awesome. Okay, where are we being directed? I really feel like it's this deck. Okay. Anything else we need to know? And of course, when we're getting closer to the Venus retrograde, we're still what? A couple weeks away, at least like 2.5-ish weeks away, 2 to 2.5 weeks. When we get closer, we're going to do like a Venus retrograde show and reading for that energy specifically, but I'm already feeling it kind of slowing down to then station retrograde. So we're feeling it already. I think we are. So we have here Jin. I'm probably mispronouncing that. My apologies. But it says wildness, enigma, service, and choices. We have the number 19, which adds up to 10, right? 1 plus 9 is 10, and then 1. So again, this new beginning can only come in when we close out the previous chapter, the old cycle. And that's what we're waiting on. So you can wait and be in that receptive mode, but I see there's this balance of being able to also take action, clear the debris, clear the dust, clear the clutter from your dreams, from your home, from your energy, to really allow these new opportunities to come in, right? And to get a clearer connection to your own divinity. That can really benefit you. Okay. All right. So I think that is it. And as far as I know, we only have 1 donation, but I'm going to double check because for some reason, starting last live stream, it wasn't alerting me that I had any PayPal at all on my phone. And I even went in and checked. My notifications are on. So who knows? I'm still getting them an email though. And that's all that we need anyway. So it doesn't matter. No, we did have one other donation coming in from Marlene V. So we have 2 1-card reads, which should go pretty quickly. So anyone else looking to get a question today, now's the time, because we might do these donations and then we might be done if that's it. Okay. Marlene V. 1 card. Of course, we're still doing the giveaway, so don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. If you would like to try to win the reading, the free 11/11 reading at some point. At some point. All right. So, Cheyenne. Oh, neat. Revolt vaults to save for different expenses in the future. That's awesome. Yeah, so you're investing in your future. Amazing. All right. So, Brianna's laughing. Must have been the lawyer example, like to plead your case. Oh, I love it. All right, so we're going to tune into Cheyenne's energy now and get her a reading on her question, which is, and of course, Marlene, you can already post your question because these are both 1-card reads, so they should go pretty quick. And then that way I have your question and we can go right into it after Cheyenne's 1-card read. All right, so Cheyenne says, hi, Amanda. Is there anything my authentic spirit guides connected to True Source want me to know, please? Lots of love. Lots of love to you as well, my dear. All right. So, we have an ad coming in 38 seconds, but let's start it. Let's start it. Yes, it was. So funny. All right, Cheyenne, what does she need to know? Connecting to her true spirit, connected to True Source. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. So you're working towards something. So you're honing your skills, honing your craft, putting effort in to really focus on something. So this could be learning. even though I know you're kind of on halt right now with your PhD, maybe you're learning some sort of skill or creative skill, hobby, something like this, maybe spiritual stuff, that's really exciting to you, that you're almost like losing track of time because you're so invested in it, which is good. Take a quick break just in case she got drug away by an ad. Hello, May. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. But yeah, you're almost losing yourself in the moment, in the flow of whatever it is that's kind of taking up residence in your energy. And this to me feels like between now and August 15th, you're really tuning into whatever this thing is. It doesn't feel like it's something you've already been working on. This to me feels like something, I mean, it can be again something from the past, back burner, that you're like, maybe I could do that. And then you're starting to spend time on it. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So this is really, I love to see this card come out because this is about your sovereignty, your authenticity, knowing when to say no, setting proper boundaries, but also really tuning in, tapping into your creativity. And to have that along with this Eight of Pentacles, that's what we want. That's what we need, because you're not sitting there twiddling your thumbs like, what do I work on? What do I do? You're just motivated. You're all gung ho. You're in it. You're in it to win it, whatever this is. And let's see if we can get an idea of what exactly this is. To me, it doesn't really feel work related. It feels more something you're doing for your spirit, something either creative or very spiritual. And it feels very just uplifting, just something very exciting that you're learning. Started Reiki and thought about doing my PhD in children with renal problems in the future. I work with adult renal patients right now, but parents stepped forward and want their kids to be heard. Oh, yeah, right? Oh, and gym weightlifting a lot. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, Knight of Swords. So you're just continuing with this, but you might get some news or information coming in that helps you double down on one area or another. And to me, again, it feels more spiritual or creative or something you're doing to work on you. So that really could have to do with the Reiki stuff or the gym or both, you know. Maybe you've got a couple things you're really working on and you're just excited about it. And then the PhD thing might come later. But, you know, if you're feeling more drawn to work with children, of course, that is such a, you know, fulfilling area to work in, is with children. All right. So I want one more for Cheyenne. And I think, where do I think? I think here. Anything else Cheyenne needs to know? But yeah, you're definitely leveling up in something you're doing. The higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe. So this kind of goes along with what we were saying about that friend, that ex-best friend at this point, who just kind of found her way right out of your life because she just couldn't be a nice person. And we have the number 25 there. I don't know if she is 25 years old or something like that. I don't know if the number 25 is relevant to the situation at all. But the 2 + 5 = 7, which is about spiritual pursuits, your own connection to yourself, your hermit mode, right? So this to me does feel like, because you've raised your vibe, that's why this connection fizzled, because you were not settling for someone who was going to treat you that way. Remember that sovereign queen. She's not settling for anything less than an authentic and genuine connection. So you just might feel like even people at work, people that you once really vibed with or at least gone along with, you're just kind of more neutral or even just kind of like about them. Doesn't mean you're stuck up or snooty or anything like that. It's just, it kind of feels like almost like, you know, a high schooler. And of course, this example may not work for you because you love working and hanging out with children. But, you know, a high schooler, not so much hanging out with children, but having to go back to kindergarten and learn what those children are learning, if that makes sense. It's like you're kind of over it. You're kind of over the small talk. You're kind of over just hanging out around people and it being like the awkward silence. You're just ready for deeper, more genuine connections where you could just lose hours. Again, it's like time just goes away when you're immersed in a deep conversation with someone who you can talk to for like hours at a time, you know. That's the type of connection you're looking for. And of course, the higher the vibe, the smaller the tribe, because not a lot of people are on that wavelength. So it's going to be even more difficult to find those people, but it's going to be so worth it. So keep your eyes peeled, possibly for a new connection with a friend energy. You know, even if at first it kind of just feels like, oh, this is probably just another whatever, you might be pleasantly surprised that you're really vibing with somebody. And it feels like a feminine energy. So there might be a new friend coming in. between now and August 15th is kind of the timeline I'm getting for you for this reading specifically, Cheyenne. So cool. Yup, exactly. She is 25. There we go. Number 25. All right. So Marlene, and I think so far this is going to be our last donation that I have. I could be wrong though. Let me just double check. Yes, this is the last donation I have. So anyone else looking to get their reading today? Now's your chance. Okay, Marlene already has her question out. Thank you so much for that. So found a dead monarch butterfly. Oh no. And then a dead grasshopper yesterday. Is there a hidden message? Message for me. Since I don't think I've come across this before. Am I overthinking it? No, you're not overthinking it. And you know, as far as I know, all insects kind of go through that stage of metamorphosis. It's just usually a butterfly, and even more specifically monarch butterflies really do represent transformation, death and rebirth, all of this. And I don't know so much about like a grasshopper's life expectancy, but I know the butterfly's life expectancy, especially as itself a butterfly, is very short. So I would say it's not too uncommon for a person in general to come across a dead butterfly. But the fact that you came across it, and maybe it's not normal for you, and then you came across the dead grasshopper, this is like death energy, which, it can feel scary, but it's actually good because it's the death of one thing to be the rebirth, to act as that fertilizer to create the something new. And of course, speaking of dead butterflies, this here is a yellow swallowtail, or a tiger swallowtail butterfly. This one right here in the middle. It's might be hard to see from where you're at, but I don't remember exactly if you were on the live stream. This little guy, he didn't completely emerge out of the chrysalis very well, and he only lived a couple of days, but he was very beautiful, and he was such a loving energy when he was here. And I still have his dead body sitting here, which can be kind of morbid, but he's still very beautiful to me, and he's so cute. But this to me felt like there was a message, not just for me, but for our whole collective here, that even though things are difficult and we're struggling, and that struggle will come to an end, because his life did end, his struggle did end. He was released back to the spirit world where he could fly free, right? And then maybe his next incarnation won't be so difficult and such a struggle. And that's really what I'm seeing for you, Marlene, is if there has been a struggle or a difficulty, and what's staring at me from the back of the deck, I haven't shuffled for you yet, but just putting Cheyenne's cards away, and I just glanced at it, I didn't see it until now. The end of the struggle, the end of a cycle to where you can now start something new, especially if something has been difficult, relationship, just the energy of wanting to do something, but it just not happening. That struggle is ending so that you can have that new beginning. And of course, if you did listen into our collective reading, clearing that old energy out is almost paramount to allowing the most, fertile and abundant new beginning for ourselves. If we just leave all the old energy in the dead, whatever, from a past relationship or a past this or a past that, a lot of times it can muddy the water of any new energy coming in. And it doesn't mean we have to be completely perfect and self-actualized and self-realized before we do anything, anytime. No. But we do the best we can. And when we know better, we do better. And we will learn from one thing. We can apply that knowledge to the next cycle, the next go-round. And that's really what this feels to me like you are doing, Marlene. But let's tune in further just to see if there's any other specific messages that we've missed. We haven't even dealt the cards yet, but you know what I mean. Sometimes the message is so clear there is. And then Knight of Cups. This is to allow the things that you do, the motions you maybe go through, the jobs that you do, and the things you have to, the mundane tasks of life, doesn't mean you should stop doing them. Probably not. But for the most part, this is about finding more fulfillment in the day-to-day things, the day-to-day struggle, the day-to-day reality, whatever it is you've got going on, whatever you're working on. Hey, Big John Trucking, thank you. I will add you to the list. Awesome. Thank you so much. So, you did get to see him alive. Okay. So you got to see the struggle end for him. And then, if you happen upon him later and then he was passed away, or he passed away in front of you, there could be a very nuanced message depending if you did see him pass or if he passed after and then you noticed it. I didn't. I saw him, this little guy up here that I just showed you. I saw him in the death throes of, he was just like, almost like, I guess what you would consider like someone having a seizure, just like flapping on the bottom of the thing, where before he would just kind of flap here and there, but he'd hold on to the side. He was just like, And then I didn't physically see him stop. I had just noticed, something on my mouth here. I had just noticed he had stopped his struggle. I was making dinner, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Like it did put two and two together. Maybe he was passing away while I was watching it happen. But I was like, that's kind of odd. What's he doing? And then a few moments later, or a while later, I noticed that he had stopped. So, and he was gone. So yeah, it's very interesting when we can, at the very least, see something go from one phase of life to the next, or move beyond this realm, this reality. Of course, the physical vessel is still there, but with this Knight of Cups, this is really showing that this passing away energy of these animals, insects in this regard, are basically that fertilizer for the next new thing. And I do really want to see what this next new thing is for Marlene, energetically speaking. If not physically, if not literally, what is Marlene bringing in? This bringing fulfillment. Ooh, the Emperor. So this could have to do with, your relationship with the father of your children, or your own father, or even just really tuning into your own authenticity and standing in your own authority. That's really the Emperor energy and what it boils down to at the very brass tacks of it, for the, one card read here. But really at the heart of the Emperor is always about success, succeeding in whatever it is that you're setting your mind to, and then thus taking action on. We can't succeed a lot of times at the things we don't take action on if we never take action on them. So this is a very action-oriented card, doing things in the pursuit of your own emotional fulfillment. And especially with this combination, the Knight of Cups could, and then the, husband energy could be like a date night or a vacation where you're going away for a few days just to reconnect with your husband. Could literally be the interpretation of this, or at the very least, the things that bring you that emotional fulfillment or connection with others, doesn't have to just be the spouse, can just make you feel more, excited and good about the person you are, and, living in your own authority, really. So we can interpret that a few different ways. So I hope that resonated, Marlene. But yeah, it's a good thing. I really do see the energy of that as a good thing. This too shall pass. If you are going through some difficult things, that there's brighter, horizons ahead for you for sure. I love the orange today. I decided to wear the orange. And then if Jamie Wilson is here, here's the shirt that I ordered. It's very hard to see in this lighting situation. I don't know if I can brighten it, or not brighten it, but yeah, it's a very neutral, or not neutral, kind of toned back or subdued. Almost look like it's glowing at the light. It's not a glowing type of shirt, but there's kind of like blues up here. You can kind of see them. And a little bit of green. Kind of hard to see that. And then the pinks and kind of some purpley, and then yellows down here. But I love it. I love it. I think it's fun. Hello, Florence. Oh, Taryn. Taryn is here. Lupus Lithomancy. Welcome, welcome. How are you? It's been a minute, my friend. I hope you're doing well. So, Florence, hello. And get to Lekka. No, it's not too late. We're still here. Feel free to donate. Yeah, we're only 43 minutes into live stream, so we're still pretty new here as far as the live stream energy goes. So the Real Big John Trucking, you are next. And then I thought I had another, of course, I'm checking over here, and there's no notifications from PayPal. So I'm going to go to my email to see who's after that. Vicky. And then anyone else who donates will be on the list after Vicky. So Vicky, and I think it was a one-card read, but I'm going to double check because I don't know for sure. Yes, okay. Itchy nose. So there's some good luck coming in for Big John Trucking. Okay. One card for Vicky, and then whoever else donates, we will add you to the list as well. Okay, so John wants to know, I really need to know what an omen of mine means. Two kind of omen questions in a row. I love that. I see two birds flying together regularly. Sometimes it's bees, sometimes it's sometimes it's moth. It's always a flying being. I saw 3 in sequence the other day. Very interesting. I love that. So let's tune in. Let's find out what this is. So remind me if you're single or with somebody, because a lot of times when we see something in pairs, we think of a companion or, a connection, romantic connection, or just companion energy if it's not romantic. But just this need to connect with another person. Single for 7 years. Okay. So if you've been feeling a little sad, a little like just wanting that, romantic or companion energy, this could just be an indication that it's on its way. So let's see. I can totally timestamp, Vicky, no worries. Yeah, we have the Magician, but it was in reverse. So you might even at times, John, feel like, oh no, what if I'll never find a person or, have that deep connection with someone again? And of course, the longer you go with being single, the more, you know, in that regard, you feel like, oh, what if it'll never happen? I don't see that that's the case for you, though. I see that you will have someone again, if that's what you're looking for. But if you're someone who's like, yeah, I don't want love again, which I don't see that as your energy of, oh, F love, I don't need it. No, I can feel this heart connection of wanting that companion, You can totally feel that. Yes, 100%. Awesome. So this could indicate that you may feel blocked. You're not literally blocked, but you may feel blocked to bringing in love or manifesting love for yourself. But a lot of times when your heart really is longing for that love, sometimes it is to do with a lack of our own self-love that is almost creating this illusion of a whole or needing to be completed by another. And so a lot of times when someone's really, I don't want to use the word desperate, but just for sake of example, if someone's really desperate for love, especially romantic love or romantic connection, a lot of times it's because they are lacking in a connection to their own self. So if you really do work on your own self-love, self-care journey, kind of dating yourself, getting to know yourself on deeper levels, doing the things that bring you joy, tapping back into your hobbies or trying new things, going to new places, trying new restaurants, these can almost act or feel like you're dating, even though kind of energetically speaking, you're dating yourself, but it kind of just puts that vibe to the universe that you're ready for something. And the fact that you keep with this omen seeing pairs of, animals, flying insects and all this, it's on its way. But again, you might feel conflicted or almost like defensive of, well, what if I never find love? And what if this? And what if that? And this is about, instead of feeling powerless in the situation, this is about turning that magician energy upright to where you can fight for love. You can, do what you need to do for yourself to feel the love from another person eventually as well. But let's just see any words of advice or wisdom for John in this love life regard. Ooh, King of Swords. Yeah, speaking your truth or even communicating. If online dating is not your thing, then going to some sort of dating event or place where you have potential possibly to meet someone that you can have a connection with. Whether that's online, whether that's, in a group, a book club, at work, wherever it is you're meeting people. But this is about communication. And a lot of times to be able to communicate with others, we got to really learn to communicate with ourselves or communicate our needs, our wishes, our desires. If not to ourselves, a lot of times we kind of need to know what we want to have or experience before we can then experience it. So communicating first and foremost to ourselves. In your case, John, to yourself, and then the universe bringing about someone for which you can communicate, right? So advice and wisdom is to communicate to yourself what it is you're looking for in a partner. It doesn't have to be down to the exact look. And in fact, I would even discourage trying to manifest someone that looks a certain way or, is completely just so narrowed down that, if you type, like this is an example, if you type yellow shirt into, say, the Amazon search results, but you don't get too specific about it, you just want it to be yellow, you'll just kind of shop and look through everything that's available. You're going to get a lot more results than if you type in yellow shirt with a dog jumping over a moon and it says live, laugh, love. That is so specific. Does that even exist? We don't know, right? So I would say just be a little more general about maybe the way this person makes you feel. You can be very specific in that regard, but who this person is, what their sign is, what they look like, their personality. Be more lenient or just open in those areas because you may not know what it is that you're looking for until you find it. And it wouldn't have even been on your radar to search for a woman that looks this way or, talks this way or is from this town or, personality-wise, she's like this. So just be open-minded, I guess. Any other words of advice or wisdom for John in this regard or just anything else in general he needs to know about this omen, what this omen is trying to say? Yeah, Page of Swords. this is new modes of communication being open. I'm a bit antisocial, so that makes sense. I've been on the fence. I don't know if I can find someone on my spiritual path, so to speak. Yeah, and it even gets more difficult when we're on a spiritual path because that really narrows the you know the fish in the sea, because we're not just gonna wait for a bite and then reel it in. We are wanting at least someone on the same similar spiritual path or values as we are. So that can definitely be one of the intentions you're setting with that magician energy, and then communicating to yourself and the universe that, hey, I want someone who's also on a spiritual path. And John, I'd say you're still ahead of the game though to find a woman on a spiritual path. It's much easier than for a woman to find a man on a spiritual path. And we're just speaking generalities, women who are seeking women, men who are seeking men, and anything in between, to each their own and whatnot. But this is about you finding what is meant for you, and you will be finding it. There is a new way that you're communicating coming up. So if you are a bit shy in person, or just kind of, as you say, antisocial, maybe setting up an online profile. It doesn't have to be a dating profile, but it could be I don't know, if you're into a certain game, or a certain hobby, or a certain TV show even. I mean, you can find any kind of hobby or interest, create a profile in that regard on a message board. Is that even a thing anymore? Or, I met plenty of local people back in the day just on like Yahoo Dominoes. So random and so weird. Just meeting random people in my own area on Yahoo Dominoes, which is just like it's for the whole world to hang out on Yahoo Dominoes. And I'm saying this is back in like 2003. That's so long ago. So there's lots of ways you can meet people. I mean, the most literal interpretation of this Page of Swords is meeting people at the library. We got books flying here. Someone's communicating, going to places, especially if you don't frequent a lot of libraries. If you're a reader, go to the library and just allow the magic of the shelves to pull you toward a book here or there. You might meet someone at the library. I mean, you just never know. Or a bookstore. It's another way we can literally interpret that card. Or, if you are part of some sort of reading fandom, or a TV show or movie fandom online, you might meet someone there. I feel like we need one more to kind of close this out for John. Just anything else John needs to know about seeing these signs. These pairs of flying animals. Ooh, wild. Yeah. Put yourself out there a little bit more, which is interesting because the number here is 52. So I don't know if the number 52 is relevant to you, but the number 5 plus 2, that adds up to a 7, which is a very introspective, very spiritual number we were just talking about for Cheyenne's question. And this is about letting your own hair down, letting your hair down, see, your hobbies, your interests. And even if you can't really think of anything you're too interested in, just try some things, even if nothing really sticks. 7 on the 7th day of the month, right? Yeah, 777. I forgot today is 7/7. Yeah, and very interestingly enough, the year 2023, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, also is a 7. So yeah, 777. 7 on the 7th day of the month of a 7 year. So yeah, lots of 7s going on. So it is a very introspective number, but really 7s are about getting to know yourself, not just on a human level. I think that's important. I really do, because we are in a material world where we are humans. So I think that is very important, but even deeper, to get to know ourselves on a more soul level. I'm under the impression that 7 is unlucky. Oh, interesting. I'm a life path 7, and I've always just personally found 7s to be very lucky for myself. And a handful of other people I know. My husband's life path 7, my sister's life path 7, my mom is a life path 7. I got a lot of 7s in my life. I got a lot of Leos in my life. And I got a lot of Scorpios in my life as well. My son, my mom, my brother, all Scorpio sons. Yeah, so, but once you start seeing these repetitive patterns, it's almost like the universe or your own inner self, your own spirit is speaking to you, John. So follow. Go somewhere wild. Go somewhere you've never been before. Try things you've never tried before. I just see, of course, I know at the very least you used to be in trucking, so you probably travel all over. But do you really get to stop over and actually explore the places you're traveling? My guess would be if you do, you kind of go to the same places through these different cities or towns you go to because they're quick, you know them, they got what you want, and then you can get back on the road. But I would say, even if that's the case that you're still doing the traveling and trucking, to maybe just take a moment here or there to just get off the beaten path just a bit, just to see what you discover. But if you're not doing that anymore, just take time to do that just in general. Should be looking for someone associated with 7. I haven't been on the road for a year. Okay. Yeah. So if that's the case, maybe it's time to just take a road trip for yourself, or just to go on like a day trip around your town and just explore places you've never been. I mean, you just never know, right? So yeah, try some new wild, crazy ideas. And especially, John, if you just get this random idea that you want to go down to the river, or I don't know if there's a river in your area, but just for sake of example, you want to go to the river, or you feel like, oh man, I need to go to the store and get some lettuce, or follow that intuition, because you just never know who you're going to run into, or who you're going to meet, or what's going to happen for your highest good. And of course, setting that intention that you're ready for love by proving it, by loving yourself and nurturing yourself and taking yourself out on, little love dates, just self-love dates, doing the things you enjoy, pampering yourself in whatever way that looks like for you, because it's different for everybody. What one person loves to do to pamper themselves, another person could completely be like, ew, no, never. So, do what you want, and, make yourself feel like you love yourself, and that will really start to bring in this love. That being said, there's a lot of dysfunctional people that also bring in a lot of dysfunctional, what we call love, that really isn't even love. It's very one-way love, or very conditional. And what you're looking for is a deeper, more unconditional connection to somebody. So by giving yourself that connection to yourself first and foremost, you have a much easier time of attracting that in by way of also another person. All right, John, big hugs. Thanks for coming by. I hope that at least brought you some, hope that this is going to shift and change, but it's going to be up to you to kind of get out of that comfort zone with that wild card. Not wild card, but your card said wild, so it was a wild card. And maybe there's a message in that wild card. Maybe you're getting a wild card. I don't know if you do a lot of gambling or card playing, or you used to play cards at all, or if it's something you wanted to try. Maybe there's a message in that. I don't know. I never condone gambling on my channel, but just for fun. Yeah, try it out, see what's up. And it was good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I'll be doing my best. I play Magic Gathering. Okay, there you go. There's your wild card. Do something wild. And I don't know exactly how Magic the Gathering is. Is that a type of game where you can make up your own character and have like a whole backstory and or is that Dungeons and Dragons? I get them confused, and I don't know why. I probably shouldn't. I bet they're very different things. Or maybe I'm not even thinking of Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. The thing I'm thinking of, though, you've got like a die that's like even more sides than this, and you roll it, and a collecting card game, the OG. Okay, so maybe you're getting a wild card, or a really like valuable card, or something like that. There's a message there. I don't know. You uncover it and you come back and tell us what it is, John. That sounds like so much fun, though. So cool. All right. I'd say the very first cards I ever collected were like Garbage Pail Kids cards. You guys remember that? Garbage Pail Kids. It's even a movie. And the baby on that, and then the girl with the snot, I can't remember her name, but her nose was always running, and it was just so disgusting. Her and the baby character always kind of creeped me out in a way. But other characters were pretty creepy. Looking back on it, I own the DVD, the Garbage Pail Kids movie, as an adult. But as a kid, I saw it a handful of times. We'd rent it from the video store, and it creeped me out, but like I also liked it. I don't know. It's a weird kind of vibe, but I think it's funny. And I actually ordered a Garbage Pail Kids tarot deck. It should be here soon. Very random and funny. But the 80s and earlier babies might know. Some even 90s babies might know what the Garbage Pail Kids are. I don't think it's a thing anymore, though. So I was absolutely shocked when I found that there was a Garbage Pail Kids tarot deck. All right. So let me just update my list here. We have an ad coming in about 46 seconds. So I will take this time now to update my list. So Vicky, and then I'm going to timestamp because I think she had mentioned something about having to run out. And then we had Gitaleka Ray and Florence for full readings for both of those lovely ladies. So Where did I put my donation list? I must have dropped it somewhere. Okay, there's Vicky. Okay, and and Florence. And she's already got a question out. Thank you so much for that. All right. I've been doing pretty good overall. Lost some weight. Had an interview this week for a new job. Thanks again. Oh, exciting. Well, good luck to you on the interview. Not that you're going to need it. That's what I just heard. Good luck. Not that you're going to need it. So maybe you're getting the job. Exciting. Let us know. Come back and update us. I always get so curious as to what you guys are up to. Especially if I haven't seen you guys for a really long time. I'm always curious about you guys. All right. So that is our current list. And Vicky, I might need to find, I've got all these lists with notes, and that one is kind of something I should probably finish right there. So I won't write on that one, but let's see. I can write on this one. Yeah. I just need to get a fresh paper wherever they are. But let me write Vicky's. Timestamp 1 hour and 52 seconds, I think. Yeah. 52 seconds for Vicky. Okay, and her question is one card read for Vicky. Hi, Amanda. Hope all is well. It is. Thank you so much. So can I please have a general reading? Anything my true authentic spirit guides would like me to know right now? Thank you as always. Absolutely. Okay. Anything for Vicky? What does Vicky need to know right now? Might be a bit of an interruption in energy because the cards, they kind of fell, but not in like a all over the place kind of way. It kind of controlled, like I was able to balance it on my thigh and bring it back into the deck. So there might be a bit of a blip on the radar as far as something trying to derail your energy, but you catch it pretty quickly. So that's already a download coming in for that. Anything else? Tuning into Vicky's true spirit. Ooh, the world, closing out cycles. This could even be, if you have any kind of like upcoming, and by upcoming, I mean over the next 3 months or so, kind of travel plans, or even if you're having to travel from one end of town to the next for some reason. Again, there might be a delay or a bit of a blip on that radar, but you recover very quickly with whatever it is. But closing out some cycles here. And of course, travel is always associated with the world card. And for some reason, I do want to say this is about for 3 months. So maybe there's a move coming in. With the world, there could be a move. If we got Chariot or the Four of Wands, I'd be even more confident that this is talking about a move. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Well, you're definitely moving in a direction where you are really tuning into your own sovereignty. And I love this because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, that this also came out for Cheyenne for her reading. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yes, because she was leveling up and being more authentic. And not that you weren't authentic, Cheyenne, it's just you were now energetically telling people they have to also be authentic, or they kind of have to check themselves at the door. So Vicky, I'm seeing a similar energy with you, maybe even closing out similar. I mean, very similar message. So I would say even watch Cheyenne's reading if you want to get further guidance on this, because it almost feels like an extended reading of Cheyenne's. And I think everything we talked about in Cheyenne's reading, except maybe this specific friend that kind of was not great, almost might be your very similar reading. I mean, obviously her situation is different than yours with what she's currently working on and where she works and stuff like that. But energetically, you guys are like almost in this like same cycle, same wavelength with something you're doing. So maybe you're working on a project together. Again, could be the move. Could be in these next 3 months, you're really just doubling down to be able to move out and an opportunity coming along. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's definitely an upgrade to your abundance, your resources, possibly money, coming to be able to, you make the best of whatever housing or home situation that you have. So whether that looks like you're still where you're at, but now you're able to cleanse the space. You feel more at home. You feel more at ease because your brother is allowing you to clear the space. That could very well be. But with 2 queens here, you're really, and the world closing out cycles, this to me feels like you being able to really make some things happen by way of moving, or by way of at least having your own space that feels authentically yours, where you're not having to fight other people for, you know, your privacy or just space in general. Let's see, anything else Vicky needs to know about this or just anything else? Vicky's question. Ooh, Seven of Pentacles. So there's an element of patience and a decision yet to be made. This to me feels like maybe anything you're confused about right now, there's a cycle coming in or energy coming in to help make a final decision on something. And I just heard all sales are final. So I don't know if you're buying something on clearance that you can't return. And then you buy it and then you're like, oh man, I don't really need this because I found a different way to, solve the problem I had. If it's like a kitchen gadget or something, it's like, oh, I just bought this chopper, but I forgot I had one in the back of my cabinet or something like that. It almost feels like there's possibly some purchases. I would say maybe, especially once Venus goes retrograde, if it's a beauty product or anything that you would associate with feminine, or even luxury, Venus deals with luxury and luxury purse, like luxury items, things like that. I would say maybe at the very least hold off on making the purchase for 1 week. So if you decide, oh, I want to buy this, and then a week from then you still want to buy it, it probably is a good move or it'll work. But if you kind of buy it out of just like, oh, that's shiny, pretty purchase, add to cart. Okay, it's on its way. You might get it and be like, why did I do that? I don't need this. So there might be a purchase like that coming up. But at the very least, there's this element of patience needed. So it might kind of feel like things at work might be a little bit slow, or things around the house, or just in general, like your social life might just be a little quiet, but that's okay. I really see you being able to use this time to just kind of maintain what's already there. So if it is like your bedroom at home, maybe you're doing some decluttering or kind of reorganizing things, moving things around. We've got a whole network of bees here, though, working diligently to water and garden here. So you might have some help, with, of course, Cheyenne or anyone else, especially though at work. You might just have a bunch of people on your team helping out. There's feels like a very collective, helpful kind of energy. Yeah, kind of lots of different little random messages for you, Vicky, but I think that's, yeah. I feel like I need just one oracle card. We're going to go to this little bunny deck. Anything else Vicky needs to know before we close out? Night. Aw, it's like the mama bunny tucking in the babies. And it kind of reminds me of what you said about your brother talking to your mom before bed. And then we got the mom with the, and I don't know, this to me does feel though like the mom energy, but you and Cheyenne. Not so much you and your brother, but you and Cheyenne. Like your mom watching over you. Not saying she's not watching over your brother. I mean, she probably obviously is, but ooh, now my right ear's ringing. Yeah. There's a lot of connection coming in spirit-wise. True spirit. This is not false entity pretending to be spirit. This is your mother's true essence. Just wanting the best for you, all you kids, I'm sure, all of you kids. Yeah, just checking in, still loving you from the other side. Beautiful. I'm glad we got that one. But yeah, you might be getting a lot of downloads at night though, because that was the night card. And being cozy at night. So maybe setting the ambiance in your room, lighting candles or kind of like low light, just kind of having a cozy vibe around the home is really the vibe I got from that card as well. All right, so get to Leka. You are next. And I'm going to take and update my list here. And then Florence is on deck. And remember, we still have a free reading to give away. So if you're here, don't leave yet. If you want to win a free reading, 1111 value. Messages on what's coming up next in life and career. And I'm suddenly becoming emotional for no apparent reason. Ooh, get to Leka. We talked about this quite a bit at the beginning of, Wednesday's live stream. So if you didn't see the beginning part of Wednesday's live stream, watch it. Because I was feeling kind of emotional and really emotional too, eventually. And I just didn't feel like, it's like no reason. There's no reason I should be feeling this. A lot of it is like collective energy right now. So you're right there with a lot of us that are just feeling this. And yeah, let's see messages, what's coming up next in life and career. Actually, let's start with the emotional stuff. Becoming suddenly emotional for no apparent reason for Get to Leka. What is this? What is this for her specifically? Yeah, 8 of Cups. This is like old energy passing away, old energy leaving, or at the very least, you're no longer resonating with certain energies. And this could even be collective energies, meaning other people's energies. And of course, you don't resonate with a lot of just random people now because you are on a more spiritual path. So a lot of times when we are just associated with the collective consciousness of people around us, we just don't really, by we, I mean more spiritual people or people who are more attuned to their spiritual selves. It's hard. It just doesn't register so much. So when that energy bombards us, it doesn't feel good to us and it makes us emotional because that's a way we can sometimes transmute that energy is to feel the emotion of it and release it, all that fun stuff. Got to feel it to heal it to deal with it. Even if it's not ours, just feeling the emotions of it, sometimes is all we need to do to alchemize or transmute it. So yeah, this energy won't be with you for very long. I would say by the time the new moon rolls around, which will be less than a couple weeks from now, less than 2 weeks. So yeah, because Monday was a full moon, so or around Monday, Sunday, Monday, somewhere in there. The days, the summer especially, they just roll together for me. During baseball and summer, they just roll together. But yes, this to me feels like this energy will definitely be passing probably by the end of or middle of next week. Middle of next week, toward the end of next week. So well within the time frame of that next new moon. And by the new moon, you'll be feeling refreshed and just ready for the next thing. Not so bombarded with these energies. Yeah, Knight of Wands, you're ready to move forward, inspired, feeling good, ready to get to work, probably with work stuff, career stuff. If your project isn't underway yet that you were talking about last time that we did a reading for you, I would say by the new moon, this project will be underway and you're ready. You're just making headway on it. You're working, you're showing up, you're putting in the effort. Things are changing because you're making things happen. Yeah. And then 8 of Wands. So things are moving quickly, and this is very passionate, very, very inspired energy. Look at this. So you're not just sleeping on the job, so to speak, with your life and your career. Things are moving forward. Beautiful. I love to see it. So if things feel kind of blah right now, it's not lasting long. You're getting this kind of mojo back, as they say in the US sometimes. Had the first client meeting today. So far, so good. Yeah. I really just see this continuing forward. All right. What does she need to know about this project? Because that's where I'm kind of wanting to shift. Card on the project, card on life in general. Okay, 3 of Swords, project. Okay, why is there heartbreak energy? This doesn't feel like your energy. This feels like other people's stress or anxiety or, oh, this will never work. It's kind of coming in to try to rain on your parade. It's not your energy or the energy of like the project itself. It's just other people's poor attitudes about it is really what I'm reading this 3 of Swords as. Yeah. And you can overcome it just by tuning into what's the actual truth here. Is this difficult, or is this person just annoyed and they're taking it out on the project or the group of people here because they want to go home or they want to go to lunch or they're, annoyed or whatever. This is you staying in the energy, kind of staying in your lane, so to speak, of what you have going on at work. And of course, having to work with other people is a big part of your job, I'm sure, but just focusing, putting your head down, nose to the grindstone about what it is you're creating, the responsibility you've been handed for this project. And then when other people are maybe dropping the ball or, griping or, kind of, for lack of a better word, just complaining about something or another, you can, of course, see if their complaint has merit or if it's just them kind of being kind of snotty or whatever, and kind of making the best assessment from there. But also, the Page of Cups is such a creative and, very in your head, kind of moody energy, moody in a good way, of being creative. So on your downtime, or even finding creative solutions around the job, but I would say on your downtime, make sure, again, self-care is priority during this big project you're embarking on. So taking care of yourself. But let's see life in general. Life in general for Gitaleka. Anything else Gitaleka needs to know? Life in general. 6 of Swords, there's healing. There's healing. And we got a bird here. Look at the bird. So especially if you have any white birds, there might be a white bird that you have, or if you don't have any white birds, a bird that you maybe see just flying around your town, something that might just need some of your own love and attention. So if you do have a white bird or many white birds, just paying them some attention, giving them a little bit of extra love and kind of healing energy could really benefit them. Supervisor change. Maybe that's what you meant by structural changes. Yeah, absolutely. Like that to me does feel like, especially the higher up change can kind of be that ripple effect or cascade effect of change down the chain of command. That could definitely be a structural change for sure. Yeah, Nine of Swords. And that can be stressful because either for the supervisor or for the team or for you, maybe these other people are kind of stressed, like, oh, I don't like that person, or that person, what if they don't even know what we're doing? And, people complaining about the new supervisor, or maybe even it's the old supervisor they're complaining about. There's something they're complaining about with the supervisor here. Dropped a card. Oh, I dropped 2 cards. Ugh. Had to really bend to get that one. Oh, yeah, these were already your cards. They just fell off the pile here. Anything else for life in general? I have multicolored birds, but no white bird. With 30 birds, I do not want another bird. No. You don't have to go get a white bird, but any of the birds that have any white, specifically white and blue, and any orange, of course, the beak here is orange, but white and blue, and of course, yellow is a prominent color in this card as well. Any birds with these colors that have some white on them, even if it's just like around their face or part of their kind of feathery area here. Well, I mean, birds are covered in feathers, but like their wing area. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. But then we have some more birds. So there's a tide turning here with something to do with your personal life. A cycle's closing, so one new cycle can begin. Let's see specifically what this is. To me, this just feels like just enjoying life. Tuning in and enjoying the simple things in life. Yeah, because maybe instead of enjoying the things in life lately, you have been maybe feeling more burned out or kind of obligated to take care and be responsible for, your birds. Not that they are a burden to you, but maybe sometimes you're like, oh, I got to clean the cage. I got to, buy more food. And sometimes that's just a little bit to add to your to-do list that kind of maybe stresses you out a bit. But with the Strength card here, this is letting me know that anything that you feel stuck or stagnant with in your personal life specifically, there's a shift coming to where you can really, instead of just feeling burdened by certain things, you're starting to see how magical and just almost like what a miracle life is, and almost feel like honored to be able to, have to clean the birds' cages and to buy the food and, whatever else, cleaning the apartment or whatever it is you're doing, almost feeling more honored rather than obligated to have to do it. So just really almost just shifting your perspective on what you have to do. And, a lot of times they're like, oh, well, I have to do this and I have to do that. Sometimes it almost just comes with this like resentful energy of, I get to do this. I get to do that. That seems more uplifting and more like it's an honor to live this life. Yes, every day our energy levels are not the same. Yeah. So this to me feels like any kind of emotional, kind of stagnant energy, kind of burden, dragging your feet kind of energy is about to close out for you personally. And of course, that will leak into your career and serve you very well in your career, that you're just ready to get some stuff done, both at home, in your personal life, and at your career. So you've got a lot of good energy coming in to really assist you with this project and just anything you need to do in your personal life. You're just feeling pretty strong about whatever it is, any challenge that comes your way, you're ready for it. And you're going to just buckle down and get things done. So that's awesome. All right, Getaleka, thanks again for the donation, and I hope that resonated for you. And we have Florence up next. And then, heads up, I'm going to be doing our giveaway. I know I said I wasn't going to announce it, but I'll let you guys know. Florence is our last donation that I have, at least right now. But we will be doing the free giveaway right after Florence's question. So those of you that are here now, you've been forewarned. And if you've already donated, you can still participate and win yourself another 1 card or $11 value free reading, okay? All right, yay. So Florence, my dear, and she has already posted her question above. So let me, quick drink, okay. So Florence says, my intuition just said to buy a reading and ask what wants to come through right now. All right, let's tune in for Florence. What needs to come through right now? What wants to come through right now for Florence? What does she need to know? I just got excited, so something good. Okay, to me, is very exciting. The 10 of Swords, not so exciting, but with the King of Wands, very exciting. You are taking any burden, any just overwhelmed, especially mental energy, just feeling very stressed out about something. You're closing that chapter. You're the one taking the reins, taking action to close a chapter that feels very stifling, very just I'm ready to move out of this type of energy. And you're ready to take action. You're very motivated and inspired to get out of a sticky situation or just be done with certain things. This could even look as simple as just doing like a brain dump journaling session where all these to-do list items and thoughts in your head, resentment you have toward that old friend or that old coworker or whatever it is, just getting all the thoughts and feelings that are in your head and energy down on paper. Even if this is something you don't want to keep to read back at a future time, you can always throw that away or burn it. But just getting it out of your head is going to really help you feel more empowered and ready to get things done. Kind of going to our collective reading. If you missed our collective reading at the beginning, Florence, I think there might be some valuable information there. Because we were talking about closing cycles, about clearing that old energy so we could start something new and exciting and fresh. So if that resonates, check out the collective reading at the beginning. It's pretty good information. And also the collective reading I did last Friday, which I think you were there for that. It almost felt like an extended reading of that collective energy reading we did about just wanting to get things in order, our energy in order, our house in order, our just organizational stuff. And that's really coming through in your reading as well, is especially if you're kind of overwhelmed with clutter or just maybe one too many shirts in your closet or needing to donate some books or something like this. Kind of getting rid of the excess is really what I see. And if it's not so much physical, it's definitely mental, just excess thoughts that are keeping you up at night or keeping you worried or stressed and anxiety, just unneeded stress, because I don't really see that there's actually anything to be worried about. But a lot of times worrying almost just begets more worrying, and we just worry to worry, even if there's nothing to worry about. So let's see what Florence needs to know about just clearing this stress energy or this worry energy. Yeah. So one of the best ways you can do it, of course, is if there is any physical clutter or again, mental clutter, get it out on paper and then do what you will with the paper when you're done. But then start to fill your cup back up with things that you do enjoy. What is it you do enjoy? Doing hobbies, hanging out with certain friends, or making a phone call to a friend that you haven't heard from in a long time. Going to a good movie. I don't know, just going out to a nice dinner. Doing something that you enjoy can really help fill that cup back up, and then you really will feel inspired and passionate about closing out any of this just burden, mental kind of stressy energy that if it's not in your radar right now, very soon it will be. And then because you know what to do to get it going or get it to move through, because we don't want to just bypass it. We don't want to just pretend it doesn't exist or bulldoze through it. We want to feel it, heal it, deal with it, release it, move on, right? But you knowing how to do that is going to be half, if not most of the battle for you to get through any mental stresses coming up. Anything else Florence needs to know about this, or just anything else in general? This is like such collective energy today, you guys. Yeah, there's definitely a cycle you are closing, especially this combination here. But you're here for it. You're the one making these shifts and changes. There's no tower energy here. There's no tower energy or death energy that's basically you either do it or we'll do it for you. No. There's an ending that wants to come in, but you're going to have to be the one to say, okay, I'm done with this negative, thought, belief, or pattern. I'm done with this bad habit that I have. I'm done with this old bag that I keep tripping over by my closet, whatever it is. You're the one taking action to clear this old energy. If you decide not to, it'll just kind of hang around, if that makes sense. So this isn't something being taken from you, tower or death card energy at all. This is something you're deciding, okay, enough's enough. Let's clear it. Let's be done with that. Let's be done with that. But that all being said, the world card could indicate some more travel coming up. I really do see a 4-month time span here. So that would be like, July to August is one, August to September, September to October, October to November. So between now and November, there's potential for some travel. If you can't actually get out and travel in that time, just make days of the week, if you have a day off here or there, to kind of travel around your local area and try new things. This is such a collective message coming out today, is just getting out there, trying new things, stepping out of the comfort zone, stepping out of your shell a little bit, coming out of your shell. It's really going to benefit you. And then that will make you feel even more motivated and inspired to, clear the olds, to make room for the new. Oh, traveling with your friend Ella. Let's see. Or Elia. That's, I think, what that says. Is this Florence traveling with her friend Elia? Nine of Pentacles. If that's what you want, yes. So your hard work is paying off. So especially if you're still getting the money, resources, and all of that gathered, I would say this is absolutely confirmation that it's going to be this friend that you're traveling with. Or if she's still waiting to get the finances and resources together to be able to do it, or the time off work, or whatever it is. It's like you both worked hard to be able to do this. Whether that's, having that paid time off of work, or, saving money for a long time to be able to do this. I would say that's a definite yes there for you with that. Let's just see anything else Florence needs to know. Anything else Florence needs to know. And we have here snake skin. And, for me, snakes are all about shedding that old. We got to shed that old before we can make room or expand into the new. Because if the snake just held on to that old skin, it could never grow bigger. And in fact, it would actually kill itself, because it has to just shed the skin. Like, that's just, it has to happen. It's a necessary evil of, being a snake, I guess. But the snake will kind of have to go along with it, So that's really where I see, though, is it's not like forced upon you, like we were saying, kind of with that energy of the Tower or the Death card. But to me, this does feel like you are shedding old versions of yourself, old energy, to expand into the new energy. And expansion, Jupiter energy, the World card here, all remind me of travel. So sometimes lightening our load, purging our, decluttering our physical space will let the universe know we're traveling, we're lighter energy, that we can travel and not feel so weighed down by all of our possessions and our just old energy in our field. Clearing that out can really help. But yeah, there might be some new information coming in. But I almost see this, we were talking about you, traveling with your friend Elia, two peas in a pod, like, sister energy. And we got the number 20, which breaks down to a 2, which is doing things in a group of 2, traveling with someone else, not just going on your own, but connecting with someone else, working as a team with someone else. So very cool. Yeah, I would say if that's what you want. Yeah, and then on the back of the deck, more travel energy with the 3 of Wands. That's a travel card. Moving, traveling, finally taking action and seeing the fruition of your plans, which is also similar to this energy, hard work paying off. Yeah, I would say you're on track over these next 4 months to make something really fun happen for yourself in the travel department. And then the Fool energy here, I would say maybe try to go somewhere you haven't been before. Even if it's the same like town or village or wherever it is you're going that you've been before, go new places within that new town or that same town. Yes, you can still visit some of the places if it's a like repeat place for you. You can still go to some of your favorite places there, but also make time and room in your schedule to go to places in this area you've never been, because there's some excitement coming in and just maybe some new downloads or new spiritual connection you're getting as a result. Because you're meant to be moving around, Florence. You're just such a wanderer. That's like the energy I get with you, and it benefits not just you and who you're traveling with, but it also benefits the earth herself when you travel these different places. Because you activate certain things that weren't activated before, or that just need that extra boost, and your energy and you being there acts as that boost to help activate. And as a result, Mother Earth will recharge you and refresh your batteries and give you really beautiful experiences. So it's a win-win, right? So fun. Awesome. Best wishes with your traveling, Florence. That just sounds like fun. And I will live vicariously through your traveling. It's not always easy with a dog and 2 boys that are in all these activities for me to get out and travel, but it's something eventually I want to do more of in my life for sure. So for now, I'll live vicariously through everybody else. All right, you guys, we have an ad coming up in 47 seconds, and then we're going to do our giveaway. How's that sound? Okay, so maybe before the ad runs, Maybe just do a little raise of a hand of let me know who's here. It says we got 4 people here, but this thing likes to lie to me. Hopefully we got enough people here that someone's going to get a free reading. So if you're here, just say here. You want to participate in the free reading. And we're going to go ahead and, yeah, even if you've already paid for a reading, please don't be shy. Raise your hand. Get in on this. Linda's here. Linda's here. I know Florence was just here. There's Florence. Get-to-Leka might have gone back to work or something, but we'll see. No, actually, I think Get-to-Leka might have the day off because I think it's Saturday where she's at. She's a day ahead of us right here in the U.S. Yay, Banana Anna S is here. All right, ladies, and any gentlemen possibly, or anyone else that's watching, let's get it. Let's do it. Free reading, 11/11 reading. The only rule is just shout out whatever card you think it is I'm drawing very soon, right here, right now. And the first person to get it will win the reading. And you can shout out as many tarot cards as that come to your awareness. Marlene's here, yay. Okay, here's our card. Are we ready? I want you to see it. This is not the card I thought it would be, but kind of, in a way, I guess. Okay. What's the card? What's the card, you guys? Just start shouting it out. Just start typing out whatever tarot card you think it is. And if it takes a long time and we're not quite getting to it, I'll narrow it down, tell you it's either major arcana or what suit it is or whatever. Okay. Keep going. Just keep writing them out. Just keep rapid fire. Because the first one to get it, it gets the reading. It can be a little bit of an adrenaline rush, as Cheyenne was saying earlier. Okay, no one's guessed it yet, but someone has guessed the suit. We've only had 2 suits guessed, so that has narrowed us down. So keep on guessing, friends. So yeah, first clue, it's not a major arcana, but it is a suit that someone has guessed already. Keep guessing, don't be shy. Okay, so it will either be a wand or a pentacle. Those were the 2 suits that were, so we've got ace through king. So ace through 10, and then page, knight, king, queen, or queen, king. Keep on guessing, friends. It's not there yet. Yep. So it's either a pentacle or a wand. Those, we've narrowed down the suit. Now let's figure out the number or if it's a court card within the suit. We've narrowed it down by more than half just to let you get in on that. Okay, keep on going. So ace through king. So numbers are ace through 10, and then page, knight, queen, king of whatever suit. So close. I'm seeing the most people guess this suit that it is. So keep on guessing. Oop! Linda got it. Linda won. Look at Linda. Look at that. You got it. I hear Arthur downstairs whining, so I think we're wrapping up at just the right time. So Linda, what's your question, my dear? We will get right into it. Go ahead and post. Linda, you win quite often. You're good at this. You're good at guessing the things. So yes. You're so welcome, Linda. And it's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for your support, Linda. I appreciate it. All right. Yes, congrats to Linda, everybody. She just won our free reading, 11/11 reading. Any question you have, if you don't really have a question, you can just leave it open. Just let me know what you want to ask, and we will ask. And then I will go deal with my little puppy boy. Speaking of him, I think, did I show you guys these pictures already? I'll just show you guys a couple quick pictures of Arthur, more recent pictures of Arthur. He's a fun one. Oh, I'll show you a cute little video of him hanging out in the pool with my in-laws' golden retrievers. And remember, when I first got him, this would not have been possible because he was highly triggered by any dog. He could not be around dogs without freaking out. That's him off the leash in a fenced yard with the 2 golden retrievers. He loves pools. He just laid down. Arthur's the little black boy right here. He's my baby boy. Yeah, that's Gunther. Well, his new name is Pappy. He used to actually belong to my sister. She had 4 dogs and had to offload a dog or 2. And my in-laws love golden retrievers, so they took him. So he went from my side of the family to my husband's side of the family. And there's little Arthur just chilling in the pool. Yeah. And I'll show you a quick recent picture of Mr. Arthur. He's just so funny and so fun. Well, here's him with Wrigley, my youngest son. And the lighting in here is not the best for the picture, but there we go. And I thought this one was cute too. Oops. Kind of hard to see Arthur's face because of the lighting situation, but I wonder if I brighten my screen a bit, that might help. Oops. There, that's a little better. Wrigley's a little blown out, but we can see Arthur now. Let's see what else. Little baby boy. He's getting big. He's still very small. He's not going to be a big dog. He's probably going to be, if he is going to be a large dog, he'll be on the very small end of a large dog, if not the mid to higher end of a medium-sized dog, is my guess. Because he is over 5 months old now, and he's bigger than when we got him, obviously, and weighs more for sure. Because me trying to lift him is not as easy as it once was, but he's still very much on the smaller end of what I'm used to is more large dog with Walter. But Judy, she was on the small end of large or the high end of a medium-sized dog, kind of like right there on the line. And I have a feeling Arthur will be around her size, maybe a bit smaller, just when he's all full grown, all said and done growing. All right, Linda, general vibe for remainder of July, please. Let's get it for Linda. What does she need to know? General vibe for the remainder. These 2 want to come out. Ooh, funny, because you guessed this right after your winning card. And the Ace of Wands is also part of your reading because, yeah, it's a card we drew and the card you guessed. So there's a lot of new beginning energy here with the 2 aces. And you did guess those 2 cards right in a row. So I think this is just great confirmation that the winner was always meant to be you today. Arthur's adorable. Yes, I agree. I think he's so fun. But we have the 8 of Cups here. So you might even be really inspired to just let go of some old energy. Again, with all this decluttering, purging energy, it could be physical stuff that you're wanting to clear, especially if you're wanting to organize a system of like drawers, closets. This to me feels like it's hobby related, but also could be business related eventually if that's the road you're going down. It's like craft room vibes. Like I got my office space here. It doesn't feel so much office space, but more like craft room kind of vibes. Maybe office space, or just kind of figuring out your hobbies. I guess the best way to put it would be just organizing your different hobbies. Hobby related for sure. Cool. Yeah. But you might be letting go of some old projects that you just realized, I'm probably not going to finish this. It was fun for the time, but I don't know that even if I do get time to work on my fun things, I'm probably not going to revisit this thing. So letting go of, one thing for me, like example wise would be watercolors. Like I've done it a handful of times, but it's just not something when I do get that creative time or that creative spark to do something, it's not the first thing I think of. I usually want to crochet or draw or something like that instead. So there might be a hobby and a set of things to do with a specific hobby that you're just realizing that, I don't know if I'll revisit this, but if I do, by the time I get back to it, these supplies may not be best, or they may not be in style anymore, or they might be dried out or whatever it is. And you can kind of donate it now or get rid of it now. And then if you do want to revisit it, you can always go repurchase things. If you want to use that space to store something better or more pertinent to what you're actually going to work on. It's kind of how I see that. But let's see. I want to do some crafting, but can't find items I want to use half the time. Yeah. And sometimes just really getting down and dirty with pulling everything out of every nook and cranny of, craft room, craft closet, whatever it is for you, craft dresser drawers, all that. And just getting real real with yourself about, am I ever actually going to use this? Um, and even if you're kind of unsure of things, make a pile for your unsure items, but also make sure there's a pile of your must-haves. Love it, use it all the time. That has to be the things that you put away first when you clean and cleanse and purge and declutter everything. You put away those 10 out of 10 items for you that are either very highly valuable, you use them all the time, like your scissors or your sewing machine, or whatever, or the things that just really light you up, bring you joy, make you excited to work on your crafts. Those things need a home first, and then if there's room, you can kind of look through the maybe items and see if you compare them with other like items, or if you have duplicates of certain things. If you want to keep certain duplicates on hand, you can kind of make those choices after your major stuff is put away that you definitely want to keep. And even if you just kind of maybe have, like for me, I want to keep all the yarn, because like I don't know what yarn is going to be needed for what project, or if I'm in the mood to make something for somebody, if it's going to be their vibe, not so much my vibe, but the color might be for them. So I only have so much space in that little closet that I know I've shown before here on the channel, out in my area here, my little landing area on my stairs. But I do have an overflow yarn bin or two in my garage as well, that if I'm needing a yarn that I can't quite find here, because I only have so much space up here and I have stuffed and stuffed into every cranny, and it makes it difficult. So I need to maybe definitely go through, and if there are yarns I know I'm never going to use, just get rid of them. And then from there, I can put I always use this kind of yarn, or this color's a favorite or whatever. And I put those in first, and then I can fill in with some of the maybes, and then the overflow can go in the bins in the garage. Because it's not usually likely that I'm going to start in the garage bins. I'm going to start in the closet first and find what I'm looking for. And if I can't find it, then I might check the bins. If I can't find it there, then I might have to go to the craft store, right? I do. Sure thing, Cheyenne. I can totally do another donation. But let's just see anything else. Needed to hear this to begin the organization. Yeah, let's get Linda some motivation for this organization. Ooh, I love this. Yes. Normally this isn't the best card to get, but when it comes out with the High Priestess, it's like you're letting go of the right kind of dreams. Because if you're anything like me, Linda, and I have a feeling so many of us crafty or more creative people, we kind of are the same in this specific regard. We have almost these like highfalutin or just completely out there ideas of how much time we actually have to do our crafts and our creations, that we hold on to every little scrap, every little button, every little whatever, and we think, almost like we create this like dream life of us just crafting 24/7, that I might need that, I'm gonna need it, and I will use it for this or that. But this is gonna be you getting real honest. So that's what I see, is you getting honest that I'm probably never going to revisit this project, this specific facet or part of my hobby. So I can let that go to really make room for the things that really light my spirit on fire in the best possible way when I'm creating. And that will, especially if you are paring down items so that you can organize properly, you almost will just get super rush of excitement every time you walk into your craft room or wherever the space is that you're storing your things. Every time you walk by, think of a bookshelf full of books that, you're kind of like on some of them. You love some of them, and some of them are just kind of maybes for you. But if you took all the maybes and out of there and just left the ones that just really excite you, every time you walk by that bookshelf, you're just like, I want to read because I'm so excited. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. And I know I love all these books. So it can make a huge difference in the energy of your craft and how you show up for your crafts as well, by just getting rid of the clutter that's weighing you down and keeping you from finding the things you need to be able to even do the job of crafting in and of itself. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty clear-cut message for you, Linda. You might even be inspired when you do the decluttering and the purging, with some really new, amazing ideas for whatever it is you are crafting. Getting really great ideas. All right. Any closing statement for Linda? Yes. And we have Earth Mother, Psychic Recharge, hello, Grounded Healer, Mentor, and Layers. Yeah, major spiritual downloads. And I think the crafting in and of itself is going to really kickstart or supercharge your spiritual connection and just wanting to get even more spiritual in whatever way that means to you, because that means different things to different people. And I almost see crafting for you as such a spiritual experience. So beautiful. And we have the number 4 here. So I'm seeing like August 4th might be relevant, or 4 weeks from now, between now and 4 weeks. Yeah, thank you, Amanda. I do feel I'm really much more intuitive now. Yeah. And with the crow here, you might be getting a lot of crows or ravens. You know, I have a hard time a lot of times differentiating the difference. But yeah, that kind of crow / raven energy, they might be visiting you, or you might be hearing the caw. That might be the reminder, hey, declutter, purge, organize, craft, you know, whatever. Yeah, very cool. All right, Linda, thanks again for hanging out, participating with our free reading. Awesome, awesome. And congrats again to Linda. All right, Vicky said I can go before her because she's a bit busy. Cool. I did Vicky's reading, unless she donated again. So Vicky's already got her reading, so we're good there. I've already time-stamped it for her. And Cheyenne is next. Okay, so tuning in for Cheyenne, I'm thinking of telling my dad I have my license by August, as I've had nightmares about the car, and I feel like saying I have my license, Dad, but nobody's getting a lift because I don't want the negative energy in my car. Can I have guidance, please? Yes, let's find out. Okay. So let's see. For Cheyenne telling her dad, is it in her best interest to tell her dad she has her license? It's interesting because most people would not even think to have to hide that information, but you're a special case. So let's see what you need to know. Is it in Cheyenne's best interest to tell her dad she has her license at all? Okay, 2 of Wands. Could go either way, I really do see, but for the most part, intuitively, you're looking ahead. You're trying to kind of think, okay, if I do tell him, he could react this way, he could do this, he could do that. But again, if you establish from the beginning, hey, Dad, I just wanted to let you know I have my license. That being said, here are my boundaries with it. I don't want the negative energy in my car. I'm not giving people random rides. Set your ground rules and be done. You know, just let that be what it is. Let's see. Yeah, I can definitely tell you're very anxiety ridden, just thinking of all the different scenarios or the things he could use as excuses. Then you'd have to bend your boundaries and do what he says, and you know, on and on. So I can definitely see this as a cause of anxiety for you. Even just keeping the secret of, hey, I have my license, is kind of causes anxiety for you, because it is, you know, a happy thing that you should be able to celebrate with your friends and family. And it's almost like it's a dirty secret that you have to hide, even though it isn't. But energetically speaking, it kind of feels that way because you just don't want the negativity and the toxicity that goes along with telling people that you got your license, right? But let's just see if Cheyenne does tell her father she's got the license. How is he going to react, respond, and honor those boundaries? Page of Swords, 7 of Swords, and 7 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be news to him. He's going to be almost shocked. It wasn't on his radar at all. 7 of Swords, this is, you know, feeling hurt that you didn't tell him, maybe, or making it about him. This is really what he's going to do. He's making it about him, not about, oh my gosh, really? Congratulations, that's awesome. It's going to be about him and why you didn't tell him, or la-di-da. So I can see why you're anxious about this, why that anxiety is there, because it feels to me there's not going to be much happiness gained from telling him, and almost you feeling like you have to defend yourself. But this is a great card to come out with it, is I'm setting boundaries. So I do like to see it, you know, let him say what he wants to say, but, you know, make it about you. This should be your proud moment, not about him feeling lied to that you didn't tell him earlier. I mean, but that's the thing, is he doesn't need to know that you got it however long ago. You can just say, yeah, I got my license. You don't need to say when unless he asks you, and then you tell him if you want. But let's just see. I would say, Cheyenne, if you're just not wanting your boundaries pushed upon, it'd be probably in your best interest not to tell him. But if you are willing to put those boundaries and stick to them, and hell or high water, whatever he says he's not getting in that car, then feel free to tell him. But if you are stressed about, maybe he gives you a sob story of having to go to a doctor's appointment, or, I just need to grab this one thing from the hardware store, or whatever it is, and you're just like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I guess I could take him. And then he weasels his way past your boundaries. And then because you did it that one time, now he expects you to do it another time. It almost feels like a snowball effect of energy that he's, oh, I got her once, I can get her again. If I just keep begging, keep wearing her down, she'll say yes again. But let's just see Cheyenne's best interest here. What to do. Tell him or not. Tell him or not. Yeah, I would maybe not tell him unless it was absolutely imperative. Aw. And even, like I said, even carrying the secret of I got my license and no one knows really because I just don't want to go down that road, also kind of creates stress for you. So it's almost like choosing the lesser stress level. And I would say just kind of keeping the information in your back pocket that you have the license is probably your best interest. Even though it kind of makes you feel a little, I don't know if dirty is the right word, but just kind of not authentic, maybe, because you're keeping information from someone. But what I'm really reading into this situation, Cheyenne, is it's really information on a need-to-know basis. He doesn't need to know because he's not going to benefit really from it, even if you did tell him, because you're really not wanting that negativity in your car. So it's almost like you're doing him a favor by really not telling him. You're not keeping the fact that you are pregnant from him or anything like that. It's not like that big of a secret. It's kind of this moral value line that you feel like I should be honest with my family, but if I am, 9 times out of 10, if not every time, they try to bulldoze me and make me go bend to their will on whatever it is I'm telling them. So I can see you're in a very sticky spot. Yeah, I can. Oh, beautiful Cheyenne. I can see that. All you want to do is be free. And yeah, there's some victory here as far as you being able to overcome this. Again, it's just about the patience and things lining up to get you moved out. It really does feel that your best time to tell him would be when you're already moved out, because then he can benefit from it anyway. And yeah, your brother drives around illegally. Yeah, let him do that and let him take your dad. It's not your responsibility to make sure he's doing what he should do. And sometimes even though you're right there and you see it and you're in that energy day after day, sometimes you just gotta detach. And it almost feels like I'm leaving my family in a rut if I detach. But they're all big boys now, right? They're all big boys, especially your dad, especially now your brother. They can figure it out. They are big boys, big boy panties on. They can figure it out, right? So I would say just really focus on you and Vicky and getting things cleansed around where you're at while you're there. And of course, also focusing on that next chapter of moving out, is really going to be in your highest, best good and interest. And then you can tell your dad, yeah, I have my license. And I would say it's probably even better when you've already moved out. But at the very least, when you have a solid plan to move out and you're moved out or in the process of, then let him know. Yeah, he's too judgmental in the car. I actually couldn't see myself in a car with him and he doesn't have a license himself. Yeah. And again, that's not your fault. That's not your burden to bear. He is an adult and he can figure that out. So yeah, let him figure it out. He's a big boy now. He's over 18. He can figure it out. He's hopefully got friends or people who, if he wanted, he could do things right, but he doesn't. So his payment, I guess, is you not wanting to be in a car with him. That's his, I guess, punishment for not being nice and, being too judgmental and trying to, tell you what to do. His punishment for being that way is he doesn't get to ride in a car with you. Just end of story. Your boundaries are firm, full stop. That's it. Done. Yeah. Going out for coffee tomorrow and it's just sneaking around. Yeah. And I can see how that causes you anxiety. I mean, you should be free. You should be free to come and go in your own car. You're paying your own bills. You're doing your own thing. You're not hurting anybody. that's the thing here, Cheyenne. You're not hurting anybody. So even if you feel like you're sneaking around because you don't want to get caught, because then they'll say, "Oh, you're driving illegally," or whatever they want to say because they don't know. I mean, it sucks. It really does. So yeah, I won't say thank you for the honesty. Yeah, I would just say it's just going to open another can of worms where they're going to try to guilt trip you, and not just your dad, but the brothers. Guilt trip you, passive aggressive comments, just completely unneeded stuff. So I would say the low level and sometimes high level anxiety of having to sneak around to go have coffee with your friend when you should just be able to walk out your door whistling a nice tune, put the key in the ignition and go down the road without any care or worry other than, putting your seatbelt on and being safe in the car. Um, that's just, I would say though, that's better to have to sneak around that way than to have to tell them and then them have even more control over you, or at least perceived control, because they know information that they don't even need to know. That's really what it is. So I almost just want to take a deep breath for you, it's kind of about choosing your battles. And I think this is just a battle you don't really need to choose. So it would be better to just, almost do it in an empowered way though, setting the intention that no one knows where you're coming and you're going, and they're too preoccupied if they are in the house when you leave with their own things that they don't notice you left. Or, of course we can't control other people's energy, but we can control our own energy and almost put like this invisibility shield around us to not be seen. And I'll tell you, it does work, because the times that I go to the grocery store that I don't want to run into people I know, and nothing against people I know, but sometimes you just are in this mood to go in, get what you need, and get out without having to, have conversations with people or, whatever it is. So sometimes I will put like this invisibility shield. And the few times I have seen, with that invisibility shield, have seen people I know, they walked right past me, kind of looked at me, and then looked away like I was just a random face, not someone they knew. Like it didn't register. It was me. And then I kind of felt bad. Like I probably should have said hi. I mean, I know them, right? But there's just times, you just want to get in and get out and not worry about it. So I totally get it. I totally get it. I feel bad that you have to deal with this, but again, patience will be the nice virtue that gets you. I don't see that it's going to be past this year that you're still there, as long as you and Vicky are doing everything you can to set up yourselves for future success in a new place. You're going to be great. You're going to be just fine. I can't believe they haven't suspected it. I haven't no learner sticker on the car, right? Oh my gosh. Well, I think they're just so caught up in their own whatever that they probably aren't sitting there nickel and diming that for you. So that's the thing, is most people are more preoccupied with their own thoughts, their own goings on, that they really don't have time for you. Unless it's like an extreme hater or like a best friend that's always checking your thing, like extreme haters, like if they live in your house, that's horrible. But like extreme haters online will check your social media or your stuff way more than your friends will. It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like, really, get a life, people. Don't you have other things to do? It's kind of the vibe I get right now, though, is they kind of do have other things to do. You haven't really given them any information or anything to nitpick at right now. But I think if you did hand over the knowledge that you did get this license, it would give them the fuel they need every time you do leave, even though you've set the boundary. Hey, you're not riding with me. I'm not driving you anywhere. But every time you do leave, 20 questions. Where were you? Who were you with? Who'd you talk to? Were you talking to guys? Who were you with? Just over and over. Like, none of your business. I am this many years old. Leave me alone. Yeah. So I think for now, you're just kind of flying under the radar, which is good. So big hug, Cheyenne. This does not sound like very fun. Yeah. Oh, yay. You got your reading too, Vicky. I do have your timestamp, which I will go post now, which is 1 hour and 52 seconds. So yeah, I'm going to go deal with my kids. I heard them yelling at each other. Happy weekend to all of us. Yes, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody. And thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live on next Woo Woo Wednesday. Oh, and we got an ad coming, so we're decking out of here right on time. All right, you guys. Bye.